I mean, it sounds like, so there's two things I want to cover. The first one, it sounds like that's an eventuality. Ortho-K is easy is something in the future, because everything I'm hearing right now is it's not
Hmm.
easy. If docs are skimping on the fundamentals, then none of this is going to be easy. You know what I
Well,
mean?
is that the fault of Ortho-K or is it the fault of our education? That's where you come into it.
I mean, I don't know where exactly to place the blame. I interviewed Andrew Brower, and I asked him flat out, like, why did he think that there were docs who were cutting corners specifically on topography? Because topography is super important to Dr. Brower. We talk a lot about it in that episode. And I said, well, why is this? If you understand this to this extent, why are other docs cutting corners on it? And he
Well,
said
yeah.
ignorance was the
Here's a thing
reason.
though. Andrew is fitting a system that's based on topography based system, an excellent system that he's doing with that. Okay, it was topography based, and Aon, it was topography based as well. There are other systems out there that are not topography based,
Right.
where you can actually just supply Ks and refraction, and you can get a reasonably good outcome on them. And you have people, and we'll talk about those people. We got some all-stars working for some of these companies now, these new launches that are really skilled and have cut their teeth on this industry. So I guess the question for us is going to be more so, let's see what they do with this. Let's see how they manage this. I'm willing to give them the space to see if they can, pull this thing off properly. But in my own mind, I really feel like it's just a fundamental lack of training that a lot of
Mm-hmm.
doctors haven't had, and the gap has to be filled in somehow. I mean, we can't, if we could pile 10,000 doctors into Vision by Design, they'd be thrilled, by the way. They wouldn't have room.
Yeah.
Kind of like the academy meetings. We could
Yeah.
put those doctors in there and have them go through these courses that they have there. I mean, then you're going to change an industry,
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to get that fundamental stuff. But yet, even at that point, Matt, and I think you remember this, we would have people coming through boot camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they still had a failure to launch,
Mm-hmm.
right? It
Yeah.
didn't work out for them. Even going
Yeah.
through all that stuff where they covered the fundamentals.
Well, there's
So,
a variety of reasons for that,
yes.
though. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing about myopia, and this was my second point, is like I don't know if anything can be easy in myopia, because so many things are rabbit holes within rabbit holes within rabbit holes. Here's a perfect example. You may go to Vision by Design and have the best weekend of your professional life, or best week of your professional life. And then you go home and then are not able to get your staff on board for Ortho-K or myopia, whatever it is you're doing. And that's a failure to launch right there.
Right.
I have been in practices where I've tried to sit down and train the staff how to take topography like Chris Herzberg does,
Yeah.
and it is not working. They are not invested. And I've had to, like, okay, we're going to take a break. And then I pull the doctor aside and I say, hey, if they don't get this down, you're going to have to take the images yourself. Can you help me out here? And the doctor looked me right in the eye and said, look, if they don't want to do it, this isn't going to happen.
You
And
know,
I was like,
yeah.
well, then what am I doing here? Like, why am I here?
Here's the thing though, and that's true. Absolutely true what you're saying. But there's, I don't know if it's equivalent, but there's something called what they call describe as the third estate. Um, you have experience with that, and hopefully you'll be talking about some really exciting stuff that's coming on. You and I have discussed this already, and hopefully this will, be in coming episodes that we'll be able to share this. But there's the industry itself is stepping up here finally. And there are some things that they're going that make doctors, I mean, the concept of myopia, we talked about myopia being an education thing. I've heard some pretty exciting stuff from you about what's coming.
Mhm.
And I'm always eternally the optimist.
Yeah.
The glass is always half full, at least. It's never half empty. That's just the way I look at life. And, yes, there's an end game for me. I'm sure my glass is going to have plenty of holes in it, and then it's a game over, But until that happens, no, that's the way I look at things. So that we have that industry here that's going to it's going to play a part. And already some of the things I'm hearing from you I'm excited because they're going to aid in this job that we're talking about, this, and maybe make this job a lot easier for the practice to make that jump.
If you're interested in getting the rest of the episode, consider becoming a paid supporter of the Myopia Mindset. In addition to an extended version of this episode and every other episode that we do, you'll also get access to exclusive monthly bonus episodes of the Myopia Mindset. And I know you're interested. You've made it this far. You can do so on our Substack, myopiamindset.substack.com. I'll see you at the next one.